Hi, good night everyone, Richard Wong here. One day I got a phone call from Panasonic and they said they got some new toy for me and they give me a big box, which is this one. Which way? This way? That's the new Leica 200mm f2.8 lens. Fortunately, the lens inside is not really that big. Well, it's still quite big in the micro four thirds standard. The lens is about 1.2 kilogram. The length is I think around 170 millimeter. It has optical image stabilizer. It has a dedicated aperture ring, just like most of the Leica lenses for micro four thirds cameras. It has a new button that I don't think I've saw on any other Panasonic micro four thirds lenses before, which is there is a memory button and then a switch here. So basically what you can do is that when you autofocus on something, you can set it to the what's that? Okay, you can set it to the memory mode, and then you press this button, and then what it does is that it will memorize the focus distance, and later on after you set the memory, put it back to core, and then at any time if you press this button again, what it does is that it will bring back that it will shift the lens back to the previous autofocus distance immediately. So yeah, this is quite useful when you are shooting under maybe some really challenging or yeah, time critical situation where you don't have time to autofocus properly. But having said that, the autofocus speed of this lens is really fast. I'll talk about it a bit more later. So yeah, I don't know if many people will actually need to use this memory function, but it's still good to have. The switch actually has another position, which is the fun button. So what it does is you can then assign a custom function to this button here. I don't think any of the current cameras support this function yet. Even the GH5, I think it doesn't support it with the current firmware. So in the future, maybe Panasonic will update the firmware for their current generation camera to make it useful. I'm not too sure. The build quality of the lens is really good. Metal, very solid. Everything just fit together very nicely. It's just like any other Leica lenses for micro four thirds cameras. The front element is 77 millimeter, which is quite big for micro four thirds lenses. So the lens comes with a couple of accessories. The first one is the reversible lens hood. So yeah, you can just put it like this when you are storing it, and then you can take it out and put it in the normal position when you are using the lens. There's a tiny screw here for you to just lock the lens hood into the lens. The lens hood is made of mastic, but it feels very nice quality, and it's also pretty deep. You might be able to see it, it's pretty deep, so yeah, it should protect very good physical and also lens flare protection to the lens. Very nice one. And then it also comes with this removable tripod mount that you can mount onto here. Yeah, also it feels very solid. I don't feel any play or anything when I mount it onto the lens. Having said that, I actually haven't used the this tripod mount too much because I just feel like this is a lens that you should just handheld it, especially with this really good image stabilizer yeah, on the lens. So yeah, and also the f2.8, so I don't really feel like I need to use the tripod mount much. So yeah, normally I just remove it and leave it at home. Now they also come with another thing which is not so standard, which is, let me see if I can show you which way is it. Okay, this way, which is a 1.4 times TeleConverter that comes with the lens. So with this TeleConverter, you can make this lens a 280 f4 telephoto lens, which means it gives you 560 mil for a full frame equivalent, which is really long lens. There's also a optional 2 times TeleConverter that doesn't come with the lens. You have to buy separately, which I also got it for review. And we'll talk about the quality of the both a little bit later on. If I show you both of the TeleConverter, you can see they both have quite an extruded front element. So what it means is actually it only works with this new 2.8 lens at the moment. All the lenses, including the Leica 200 to 400 lens, wouldn't work with it because this one would touch the rear element of the lens. So but I'm guessing Panasonic will be creating more lenses, more telephoto lenses that will support this TeleConverter in the future, maybe 300mm, maybe 400mm, I don't know. But yeah, it seems makes sense if they create this two TeleConverter. There will be more than one lens that can use it. So with the 200mm focal length, it gives you a 400mm full frame equivalent, which is quite a long telephoto lens. As I said before, it has optical image stabilizer built in. I tested on the G9 with the pre-production firmware. What I found is the dual IS is about 5 stop effective. Plus or minus a little bit. I even managed to take some sharp photo at I think 0.6 second handheld. Thing about it is a 400mm equivalent focal length, and I was shooting at 0.6 second, and I still managed to get a few, well, a lot of photos are blurry, but I still managed to get a couple of sharp photos at 0.6 second handheld. That is very impressive. So the latest Panasonic lenses and the body normally have a very fast autofocus speed, and this one is no exception. Actually, I was quite surprised by how fast the autofocus speed is when I was shooting with GH5 and also the G9. The autofocus is almost like instant. It's insanely fast when I was using it on both of those cameras. When I was shooting at daytime, I press the button, half press the button, and the autofocus speed is pretty much instant. There's no delay at all. It's insanely fast. Even when I put the 1.4 TeleConverter on it, the autofocus speed is still pretty much instant. It's still insanely fast. Yeah, it's just amazing how fast it is. Even if I put on the 2x TeleConverter, a lot of time with the 2x TeleConverter, the autofocus speed would drop quite a lot, and it does drop a bit. It's noticeably slower than without any TeleConverter or with the 1.4x TeleConverter. But still, on a daytime, even if it's just overcast day, the autofocus speed with the 2x TeleConverter is still very fast. I would say faster than a lot of super telephoto lens with on a normal DSLR. So yeah, it's very impressive because with the 2x TeleConverter, you basically got a 800mm focal length and 5.6 aperture, and the autofocus speed is still very fast. So there's a focus limiter switch on the lens, which allow you to switch between the full range or the 3 meter to infinity range. But when I was using this lens the last couple of weeks, I pretty much have never switched to the 3 meter to the infinity range. Because the autofocus is just so fast and it almost never hunts. So yeah, I find no reason for me to switch to the limited range focus setting. One problem when shooting with the telephoto lens, especially something more than 300-400 equivalent focal length, is that your viewfinder may shake quite a bit or quite a lot, depends on how steady your hands are. And it makes it very hard to capture a good photo, and you can even make your feel headache because the viewfinder just shakes so much. But when I'm shooting with this lens, even with the 2x TeleConverter attached, which give me the 800mm equivalent focal length, the viewfinder is still very stable with the G9 and the GH5. Yeah, it's almost like I'm just shooting with, say, a 100mm lens, which is very impressive. That makes it a lot easier for me to shoot photo, and it doesn't give me headache, which is awesome. Now, of course, with the 2x TeleConverter, the aperture, the maximum aperture become f5.6. So when the ambient light is getting low, the autofocus performance would drop, start to drop quite a bit. When I'm shooting like just before sunset or after sunset, I noticed the autofocus speed does drop significantly. It's start to hunt a little bit, the autofocus may take like, I don't know, half a second or something to actually lock on the target. Having said that, it still managed to lock on the target most of the time, and got a accurate autofocus result, so that is pretty good. Now in terms of image quality, talk about the sharpness first. As usual, at 2.8, which is the maximum aperture, the image sharpness is already very good. Both the center to the edge to the corner is all super sharp. Yeah, have a look at the photos. You can also go to my blog. I have a lot more comparison photos and more 100% crop that you can look at it. But yes, it's super sharp at f2.8 already. So if you stop down a little bit at 4, then it's become even sharper. Now, even with the teleconverter attached with the 1.4, the center and the corner are still very sharp at maximum aperture, which is now f4. Yeah, of course, if you stop down a little bit, you get even more sharper. Now with the 2x teleconverter attached, then I can see the sharpness become dropped quite a bit. It's still sharp. I won't say very sharp at maximum aperture, but I think for most people, you'll be happy to shoot at maximum aperture, which is now f5.6 with the 2x teleconverter attached. So yeah, very impressive in terms of image sharpness. Now the vignetting, have a look at the vignetting test photo I shot at f2.8, f4, f5.6 and f8, and you can see these are the raw file from the GH5 with the vignetting control thing, I can't remember the name, turned off. And as you can see, there's really not much vignetting even at f2.8, so that's very impressive as well. Color fringing, also very nice. I look at all my photos, there's very little color fringing at all in all my photos. Even some of the high contrast area, there's like very tiny bit of color fringing that, yeah, you probably won't notice it unless you zoom in at 100%. The bokeh is beautiful, very rounded. There's not much halo around the edge of the bokeh. Yeah, it just looks very nice. There's not much I can complain about it. So yeah, overall, I'm very impressed by this Leica 200mm f2.8 lens. As you can see, I haven't really complained about anything at all in this review, which is true because I really haven't found any problem with this lens. Everything is very good, build quality is very good, image quality is very good, autofocus is very good, image stabilization is very good. Yeah, and it comes with all the accessory that you need, lens hood, the tripod mount, and even the teleconverter in the box. So yeah, and this really highlight one of the strengths of the micro four thirds system. Yeah, if you think of other system, if you want a 400mm equivalent lens or even 800mm with the 2x teleconverter attached, you probably have a pretty big lens. But with the micro four thirds, you have this lens, which I'm pretty happy to carry around whole day, because I actually during the last 2 weeks I have it in my backpack almost every day, and I carry it around every day. Even sometimes I know that I'm not gonna shoot any photo with it, I still just leave it in the bag, because while it is 1.2 kg, it's like combined together with the body and everything, it's actually not that heavy. And definitely not big at all. So yeah, so that's the strength of the micro four thirds system. You have very high quality but small lenses. Having said that, this is already one of the bigger lenses for the micro four thirds system. So I'll still be testing this lens for a little bit longer. So yeah, go to my website, look at my blog, because I have the latest update and more sample photos on my blog. I hope you like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and like this video. I also have the G9 review up on my YouTube channel and my blog as well. So yeah, go have a look and check it out and see if you like that new camera as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Good luck everyone.